still in high school, I was so desperate for male validation and attention. I used to have a thing with this boy, and he used to call me the N-word, and I just let him. Not only did he call me the N-word, but he wanted me to call him my master as a term of endearment, and I did. He'll be like, "What's up, my little N-word," or "my little slave baby." And I'd be like, "Hey, master." Unsurprisingly, it turned out he never liked me, and I was just an inside joke between his friends.
All right. All right. You know why I'm making a fucking video if you looked at the clip, okay? And, no one's, YouTube's currently smothering a couple of my channels and shit. All right. They're currently smothering a couple of my channels. I feel free reign to say what I'm going to say. I'm not going to change anything really. Okay. I'm not changing anything, but, let's just move on. Okay. Let's just move on. All right. You see, Kings, you see why we tell you to let that fruit die on the vine. Okay, there's nothing there. Okay, I can't. I'm not gonna lie and say I've never seen anything like this before because a couple years ago there was a whole TikTok movement where these black women they were dating these kids. They were teenagers, but that you would see the white teenager holding the black woman by the back of her neck or by her clothing, like the back of it, like a fishing trophy. And it would say, "He's my master" and shit. And there's like tons of these videos. I don't know if they're still there. I don't know if they're still there and shit. But it's really sad. Not for us, it's sad for them, okay? Because, behind this fucking avatar, I'm making a big ass, letter L on my forehead, okay? Then what else can you do and shit, okay? I'm gonna tell you how I feel about this and shit, okay? I see her. She got she's sitting there doing her makeup. She's wearing a white woman disguise, the hair and everything. Just putting all the shit on her face, right? All right. And she talks about how she was so desperate for validation from, the minority majority, i.e., she was desperate for attention from white boys, I guess. That she was willing to allow herself to be called a slur. Okay, and she was willing to answer to that slur, answer master to that slur. Okay, these are women doing this shit. Okay, we don't see any brothers. Yeah, I know there's some brothers out there doing that shit, but we don't see a deluge of black men referring to their white wives or girlfriends as their masters or mistresses or whatever. I know they're there. Okay, I'm not facetious. I'm not a black misandrous female and shit. I hate those people. I dislike you. If you're a misandrist, if you're a black female misandrist, you're in the wrong fucking place over here. All right? You guys need to regroup or something and stop flagging my videos and trying to and got me on the shadow ban. Shit, it's cool. Let's go and keep making another channel, bitch. All right? These women have self-worth issues that go back generations and shit. You have no hope of getting through that shit, okay? You have to be unapologetically masculine. What I mean by that, you have to think of yourself first. It's very, very common sense. Don't do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable and shit. Don't entertain their bullshit. Okay, all right. They're gonna try to suck up all your fucking time, turn you into an emotional tampon and shit. Okay, just off the cuff. Just advice right off the cuff. Uh, what do you think when you hear a black female talking about an interracial relationship or any kind of fucking relationship where she referred to another person as master and shit, and you know that you're sitting in front of her now and shit, and she never said that to you. Okay, nor should she. Okay, nor should she. Women don't understand that. We think like regular people and shit. For the most part, a lot of us, we think like regular people. Like, hey, I'm just in a relationship. I'm not thinking about some kind of power struggle. I'm not, arm wrestling a bitch. I'm not competing with her and shit. We're in an organic relationship, but they think of it as a partnership. It's a business move and shit. And that's why I say we need to abolish that. Okay, you need to start by not being afraid to tell the bitch what's what. Okay, this is a shame. Okay, this is a shame. I think I'll elaborate on this in another video because I have a photo I want to use, for another video, and I'll use it, you know. And currently, I am under an intense with like triple shadow ban or something. They're just like trying to kill my channels, but it's okay because I'm gonna make another fucking. I already have another channel. What I have to do is load shit into it. Okay, these things are prefab, by the way. All right. Yeah, I'm embarrassed hearing that shit, but I've seen it before. I'm gonna tell you a story. Like 2 decades ago, I was in Los Angeles. I went to a nightclub. I guess you could call it a nightclub with some friends. One of my friends is extremely wealthy, and I went with him and some women, a couple other friends. We went to this club, and it was some kind of, I don't know what you call it. It was a anything music club. All right, and I went in there. There was a mosh pit in there. Okay, and I jokingly jumped into the mosh pit. It was mostly white and Hispanic people or Latin people there. Jumped right in the middle of that shit. Nobody was bumping into me, man. I'm a regular guy. Nobody was bumping. I just kept seeing people coming towards me and do some crazy shit. And these, oh, sorry, brother. Sorry, brother. But right through the middle of that shit, I saw a black woman, much like, almost similar to this one. That could be her mother or sister or something. I saw one just like this with a purple mohawk, like a fish mohawk. She saw me, and even though we couldn't hear each other over the loud, crazy music and shit, when I saw her, she mouthed the word shit and then fuck and turned away and rolled her eyes because she thought that because she saw one other black person that happened to be of a different gender, that I was going to come up to her like some kind of Adam and Eve shit. I thought it was hilarious and shit. It was fucking, it was really hilarious and shit. Later, one of my friends saw it and he had a laugh and he said, "Oh, we always see these." Like, these black, it was a white guy. He was like, yeah, we ought to see that. Her down here and some other black women, look for white guys and we don't fuck with their ass and shit. And I say, why you don't fuck with them? He said, because they said they was looking for a white guy. I want to be objectified. I thought it was funny. You should see the guy that was saying the shit. Look fucking crazy, man. Like somebody seeing a goddamn Quentin Tarantino movie at the end of it when the violence happens. And we went to another club. And, it was like nobody knew what happened at that club. But when I went to this club, I was introduced to like a blonde, like a very thick blonde. She looked like Marilyn Monroe, and she was wearing like a form-fitting dress. It was a certain type of like a rockabilly thing. And I went to that club and shit. And he introduced me to this girl, and when I was introduced to the blonde girl, she started smiling and flushed in the cheeks and ran away. And I said, "Hey, what's up with that shit?" Right? I'm striking out 2 times. They say, "What's up with that shit?" They say, "Oh, every time she comes in here, she leaves with a black guy." I'm just laughing at shit, man. Brothers don't care, who the swirlers date, what they do. They made up this whole, movement. The only reason we respond is because you can't just sit there and let somebody take pot shots at you. Like if you were sitting in front of your house and somebody had a pellet gun and was shooting at you, you'd eventually say something to them. And we've been ignoring that pellet gun for like over 40 years. You know, so I'm intent on giving some back and shit until I'm finally removed from the platform and shit. I guess I'll give some of you Miss Sanders, women out there, some of you nut jobs, a ray of hope and shit. Okay, it won't be no big deal because I have a bunch of channels, and more channels than you would believe. All right, there's some of them dormant. All right, so yeah, I'm embarrassed that I saw this. Okay, I'm really embarrassed. I don't feel bad for the girl. She deserves everything she gets. All the gutter sex that's gonna happen to her, whatever else criminal or malfeasant shit happened to her. She opened the door to that shit. She doesn't have no training. She doesn't have no decent parents. No one gives a shit about this girl. They left her to her own devices, and now she has self-worth issues and identity issues. She doesn't see any worth in her own melanin content and shit. It's not my job to put on a koozie and tell her, keep hope alive and all that shit. You do you. Okay, like black women be telling us, we do us and shit. We gotta have all our nuts in a sack for them to hand it to them and shit, so they can abuse us and create some dead bedroom and talk shit until we go into an early grave or just bury ourselves alive. I'm just tired of the shit. Don't fall for these trick bag situations. Okay, I'm just telling you, brothers out there. Now you see what they think of themselves, and you understand it and you respect it and whatnot. And basically keep your head on a swivel, protect your bag always, and above all else, protect your seed and shit. Do not make fallen, broken women with little to no self-worth the stewards of your children, your family, and your legacy and shit. SYSBM equals save yourself, black man.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.